Hi everybody, we're going to do a braided bread today. The first thing you need to do is get 4.5 teaspoons of yeast and a half a cup of water and get your yeast activated, and then I'll be back. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is take 3/4 cup of milk, half a stick of butter, a 1/4 cup of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of salt. And you're going to put this on the stove till the sugar dissolves. And I'll be back when mine is done. While that's melting the sugar, beat up 2 eggs. And when your sugar has melted, just pull that off the heat and let it just get to lukewarm, probably about 5 minutes, and I'll be back. Okay, now you're gonna add 2 cups of flour in your mixing bowl, and you're gonna get your butter, sugar, salt mixture and pour it in. And get your dough hook. And just mix this up for a few seconds. Okay, now you're gonna add your eggs and your yeast. And mix this up, and then you're gonna start adding your flour. Now you can use up to 2.5 to 3 more cups of flour. So either you're gonna be using 4.5 cups or 5.5. And just keep beating this or mixing it. And don't forget to scrape your sides halfway through. And I'll be back when I get my dough ready. Okay, once your dough is done, flour your counter. And you're gonna need this for 10 minutes. If you have the KitchenAid, you can knead it, but I always just knead it the old-fashioned way. So I'll be back. This is what you want. Just a really nice soft dough. And a trick when you're kneading, if you wash your hands in cold water, your dough won't stick. And if you need to put more flour down, just go ahead. So the best way to knead is if you use the palms of your hands or your knuckles. Okay, once you have it all kneaded, shape it into a bowl or a ball. It's really nice and soft. Shape it into a ball. You're gonna oil your pan. you're gonna drop it in, swish it around, and flip it again. Now cover it with the plastic wrap. And your tea towel, not tight. And you're gonna let this double in size. If you didn't see the other video, you can actually take a heating pad and you can take a heating pad and put it on low. And just put your bowl on top of it, and it will help it rise a little bit quicker. That trick really helps with like very humid days, really cold days. It just gives it some heat to activate the yeast to start rising. So I'll be back when mine has risen, and I'm gonna check on my butter beans, and that video is gonna be up also tonight. So I'll see you back in about an hour and a half. Hi everybody, my dough's double. So what you're gonna do is just get a little flour, sprinkle your surface, punch it down. Put it on your board. And you're gonna cut this in thirds. And you're gonna let it rest for 10 minutes. Just cover it. And just cover it and let it rest for 10 minutes. During this time, get a cookie sheet and grease it. And I'll be back after 10 minutes. Okay, after these have rested for about 10 minutes, you're gonna roll these into about an 18-inch roll. Once you have this done, I usually start in the middle. I'm going to take my bigger piece, or fatter piece, and you're just going to start to braid it. And then pinch your ends and just flip it over. And then do your other end. And do the same thing. Pinch your ends together and flip it over. Now you're going to put this on a greased cookie sheet, and you're gonna let it double. It'll probably take about a half hour, And when that's done, you know, just cover it with your plastic and your tea towel on a greased cookie sheet, and about a half hour and I'll be back. Okay, once it's almost risen, start your oven to 375. Get yourself an egg and separate it, and you're gonna brush it with egg yolk. And you can add like just a tad of water. Then get your basting brush. And try to get into like all the little grooves of it. And once your oven's ready, put it in at 375 for about 45 to 50 minutes. Usually if you tap on it after like 45 minutes, just like tap. If it sounds hollow, then it's done. And that's it. And I will be back as soon as mine is done. This makes the best French toast ever. So maybe tomorrow I'll make up some French toast with this bread for breakfast. And I'll be back as soon as mine is finished. You can also sprinkle poppy seeds on it. I don't do that, but that's an option if you would like to do that. If you need to, you can cover the bread with some foil while it's cooking. I don't know if you can see, but mine's getting nice and brown on the top, so I'm gonna throw on some foil. Okay, my buzzer just went off. And there's the braided bread. So what you're gonna wanna do is get this on a rack. And let it cool. Oh, it's hot. And just let it cool, and after it cools, I'll come back, cut it open, but I'm also gonna make French toast with it tomorrow. And Bargy, sorry. And I'm gonna make homemade coleslaw tomorrow, and have a North Carolina hot dog, which is the hot dog, coleslaw, ketchup, and mustard. So I will see you later tonight or tomorrow. Thanks again for subscribing, sharing, and commenting on my videos, and there's a lot more to come. Thanks.